Hi everyone. Now that your kids are all moved out, what do you do with all those years and years of built up accessories and furniture that they had during their toddler years? Do you put them in the attic? But yet, why not make use of them and repurpose them into mature looking design accessories? And I'm here with Mandy McLaren, my co-host.
Hello, Mark.
Hi. So today we're actually going to be turning this infantile looking, this was Jimmy's when he was about two. So it had little teddy bears on it, and when he had a blankie. And
exactly. And now that Jimmy's 20 and possibly still has his blankie, but
yeah, we don't
need the lamp anymore. Yeah, so let's redo the shade.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create this really cool Chinese lantern. Mm-hmm. We're gonna be using some supplies from the scrapbook store. So scrapbook paper. Mm-hmm. And we also picked up some ribbon.
Some ribbon, yes. And you're gonna need some double-sided tape and a few cutting tools, some scissors.
Yeah. And then we're going to actually just start with the scrapbook paper, and we're going to measure out. So we would literally want to measure out here the seam, depending on what your lamp actually is. Mm-hmm. This is there's maybe many different variations of this lamp. Mm-hmm. So what you want to do is I want to measure it out here. So once I get my measurement, right here.
I think that's 10 inches even. Mm-hmm. Now with this style of lampshade, each of the ends actually just slides into these sockets. But like you said, depending on the type of lampshade you're working with, you still want to get your even measurements.
And then what I'm going to get, I always love to get just a ruler here, and I'm just going to slice it in half.
Perfect.
And it doesn't have to be completely perfect or anything. Because what you want is you want to create these two edges here at the top and the bottom. Mm-hmm. And this is the paper that I'll be using right in the middle. So again, I want to slice a part of this as well, because I won't be able to have the entire edge here because it's way too much. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I want at least some of the chandelier. So,
yeah, find some of the design that you like and keep that incorporated into the pattern.
The other thing is if you have a scrapbook board here, you can actually just measure it out. So it's a lot easier of keeping track of if your measurements are
even.
If they're even. Yeah. And it all goes by the pattern that's on the paper that you chose. So we chose kind of this chandelier look. So I knew that I wanted a little bit of the chandelier here. I didn't want to cut off this chandelier because what happens if I would cut off this chandelier, you wouldn't actually see much of it.
Exactly.
So and then I want a pop of color. I love pops of colors. So I'm going to create a pop of color at the top and a pop of color at the bottom. And then always plan it out. So don't just start cutting without...
Cutting and piecing.
Yeah, cutting and piecing. So I'm just going to plan it out and say, okay, well, this is the measurement that I need. Mm-hmm. And within this measurement, I want about this much border on each side of the green. And again, it's all going to depend on what you did with your initial paper for that pattern.
You may want a thicker border. You may want, like we have a little more of this, the middle section, and a smaller border. But it's really depends on your taste.
Yeah, and it's okay if the top is a little bit thinner than the bottom and vice versa, because it's all subjective. So now we're going to grab some
double-sided tape.
Our
favorite thing to use on the show.
So what we're going to do is...
Ooh, I even like the other side of this piece of paper.
Everything is double-sided in the scrapbook world.
Beautiful.
So now I have glue on the top and the bottom. And what I want to do is I want to lay this back down, but basically flip it, right? So
wrong side up.
Wrong side up, that's right. And I'm going to place it like this. And then I'm going to place these things here, wrong side up again, and then place them within the appropriate
spots. And it's a good idea to keep your ruler there if you don't happen to have a scrapbook board with the measurements on it, just to help keep everything even. You want it to fit smoothly back into your lamp, into your lampshade.
So basically the scrapbook it's just a grid. It just helps. Any type of grid will work in this.
It gives you a straight line to follow if you need alignment, everything. It's wonderful. Yeah. And even this looks nice together. Those two patterns.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's within the same color scheme. So here we go here. Perfect. And there we go.
That looks beautiful.
And then we're just gonna add some ribbon.
A little bit of ribbon.
Make sure that the ribbon's on the right side as well. There's a sheen on one side and the other one's more of a matte finish. So you really want to have that right look to it. It's nice to work at two with this type of project. Just gives you an extra set of hands.
And there we go.
Okay, and then we'll need a second one, so we'll need the scissors again.
good. Yeah, especially if you're trying to keep everything aligned and your measurements good. Another set of hands never hurts.
Okay, perfect. So basically what you want to do with the ribbon is you want to grab some double-sided tape here, and I pre-cut a piece that we're just going to stick on one side, and then we'll stick on the other side as well.
Depending on the width of your ribbon. Smooth over.
Yep.
Perfect.
Like that. And it's going to be rounded, so any imperfections you can always smooth out a little bit, and even if you have a little bit of ruffles on the edge, that's just kind of a design thing. Yeah, exactly. And we're just going to snip off the extra ribbon here. So don't worry if you have some extras on each side, extra paper, extra ribbon.
It's usually better.
It's
usually better to have a little extra than not enough.
Yeah, so I'm even going to snip off a little bit of paper here.
And just gives it that nice even edge.
And there you go. So
Beautiful.
we have our nice lamp shade here. And then we just basically put it onto here. And then what I would do is I would actually, to adhere it, just put a little bit of glue.
Yeah.
From a glue gun. Just put it into this ridge here, and then so when you put it there, the paper will actually stick to the...
And hot glue will work better than your regular tape, even the double-sided tape. It'll still work better, and then craft glue as well.
Yes, yeah. What I love about the hot glue is it'll actually dry quickly.
Yes.
So it won't warp the paper as well, so you can't even tell that I put glue here.
And if you have a nice even seam down, it should be fairly mess-free as well.
Yeah, so I think this is very, very mature looking.
Beautiful, yes.
Perfect.
I'd be proud to have that in my living room.
Me too. And that's our episode of the Marc Atiyol Show. We'll see you next time for more design and decor tips.